Okay, so
Are we finally doing it, Brian?
yeah, let's begin.
Finally begin.
Yeah. Okay, so our goal is to hit 1,500 total price. We don't have to account for tax this time. Just 1,500. Actually, let's do this. 1,300.
So including tax.
Actually, no. Just 1,500 total. Like, don't include tax. Just 1,500. And then this is accounting for. You could use 10 series Intel. And maybe, since you know how the new Navi and 3000 series are rumored to be releasing end of this year, we could also add that later. But yeah, 1,500, yeah. That's the goal.
So really a $1,700 budget ish.
Alright, okay, $1,500. This is primarily for gaming.
Purely for gaming.
Zero editing.
Zero editing. So just give yourself more advantages then, I see.
Yeah. So just hardcore gaming, because Intel is only good for gaming, nothing else. And heating up your room. Did you finish?
Alright. I'm done with this. I'm gonna drive myself insane if I keep making changes.
Okay. I still have $20. I have $20 to spare, but I think this is good enough.
It's ultimately up to you. If it makes you feel better, I also have $6 to spare.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I think this one you could go either way. You could get like a better RAM, faster RAM, a little bit more storage.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I mean, if you're talking about a build that's expensive, at that point, $20 starts mattering less.
Yeah. Okay, time for the big reveal.
All right.
You want to go first?
I will. All right. So for my CPU, I went with the Ryzen 7 3700X, a respectable CPU of 8 cores. While it had the same clock speed as the 3600X, I had the budget to keep that 8 core, and really there would have been no other major upgrade I could have made with the difference in price.
Okay. All right.
Next, I went with a GIGABYTE X570 Gaming X.
Okay, yeah.
Just a generic X570 motherboard.
Yep.
I mainly went for this one because it was cheaper, because, quite honestly, I think most brands at this point make respectable motherboards.
Yeah, and most of them are out of stock, too.
Yeah, like, that didn't help. I mean, yeah, to be quite honest, like, you can pretty much go with any motherboard, unless there's a product-specific issue. I would say most companies for AMD and Intel make pretty good motherboards.
Yup.
Next, I went with Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro.
You copied me this time.
That's just false.
Because RAM, I chose it first.
No, I don't think that's how that worked.
I chose.
All right. Anyways. And a nice RAM. Yeah, I don't think you need. I originally had DDR 3600.
Okay.
But I decided that it was better off to spend the difference in budget on something else. And this mainly was driven by RAM not really making that big of a deal when you're talking about gaming.
Yeah.
And even though RAM speed does impact Ryzen performance, it has progressively impacted it less over each generation. And with 3rd gen Ryzen, it really doesn't have much impact at all anymore.
But if you get 3600, you could get like 5 FPS more.
That's not true.
You could get more. You could get a little. True. You could get more FPS, but I don't really think.
I don't think it'll. It might impact it. You're right, but I don't think it'll impact it significantly.
Yeah. Who needs? If you get 120 FPS on 4K, you don't need 125.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. Going down the line, storage. I got the Sabrent Rocket 1TB M.2.
Okay.
Respectable enough SSD. I originally wanted to get a 2TB, but my budget wouldn't allow it.
Okay.
I figured it was better just to cut storage than more cut the CPU, RAM more, or even the GPU.
Okay.
And just to quickly go past it, I paired it with a Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte. This is just for files and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not that big of a deal. And going into the GPU portion of the presentation,
All right.
we got the ASUS GeForce RTX 27 Super.
All right. That looks really nice. I
Originally
think I've
wanted this
seen
to
that
be
before.
a 2080 Super, but couldn't figure out where to find $200 more out of my budget.
I just don't get a M.2.
No.
Just get the 2 terabyte hard drive. You could have fit a 2080 Super.
Yeah, and your computer would have also felt like molasses.
And just don't get RAM. Get 8 gigs.
That's true.
Easy.
Your computer would have still felt like molasses.
You have a 2080 Super.
I will say, when you're talking about like SSD and more RAM, you are just... It does play a much larger factor to have more of either.
Yeah.
Because your computer will just feel better.
Yeah, but for gaming only...
That's true. But unless you want to sit there waiting an hour for your game to load, I think you would prefer. I respect it, I guess.
But I currently don't, but I would.
You currently don't. You're on an SSD, Brian. It's going to feel any slower for you. Alright, let me finish up here.
Alright,
you got the case, NZXT H510. I think this is my most original idea out of all of this.
I think so. Because I chose to go away from that.
Yeah, I think this is extremely a unique case. No one else buys this case.
Oh, that's true. Wait, yeah. I haven't seen those in... they're always in stock every time I look.
Yeah, some weird off-brand that I looked at.
Yeah, I agree. No one knows what NZXT is.
Yeah, and then we look at the Master MWE, makes it sound like it's a wrestling league. Gold 650 watt, which is just a generic 650 watt. It'll handle all the parts I have here, minus maybe a little bit. It could have gone higher for some more overclocking, but that's okay.
I agree. All right, that's good. Are you ready for my big reveal, my friend?
Yeah, let's see it. Okay,
so I went with this thing. It's called an Intel i5 10600KF. We don't need an integrated graphics card because you already have this beautiful graphics card, right? So
yeah, I agree. 1 second. You mean the i5 10600KF?
4.1 GHz 6-COREPRO space PROCSSOR. Yes, because this is, I think, a 4.8 gigahertz boost clock, right?
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure, since that's why I also got a liquid cooler.
A lot more than Ryzen.
But I do agree. But I'm saying that because you could overclock. And this motherboard, I think I should have gotten a better motherboard. But I think you would probably overclock it slightly. I don't really think you'll try to hit like 5.3 or something gigahertz, because that's not going to work here. Maybe 5.0 might work, but it'll get really hot. So it is an Intel chip. It is unlocked, so I'm pretty sure, especially for gaming, you're going to overclock a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the MSI. Oh, I could have gotten a better motherboard. That's true. Z490. It's a new one. It's very generic black with some RGB on the side. Right?
Okay.
And then
nice.
I got the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro because I want RGB.
So you copied me?
I remember. Okay, I chose the motherboard first, and then I chose this. Right? And then I chose the wait, what? This is not Corsair. Western Digital Blue 500GB M.2 SSD.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because the cooler took up most of the money. And I realized afterwards that I kind of just went and got a cheaper air cooler. But it's okay. And then I got a 2 terabyte hard drive for games that you don't care about much. So it'll load a little bit slower. Who cares? And then I got a EVGA RTX 2070 Super. Because this is a gaming machine. And I'm pretty sure you'd want to play some Call of Duty Warzone on ultra settings.
If you can install it on that SSD.
That's why I have this.
Oh, that is true.
You can install it 20 times.
All right, go on.
And then I got the Cougar MX340 because it looks nice. You see this?
It does look nice.
That looks cool. But again, case is very subjective because you could like it.
I mean,
and
I prefer the NZXT case, but
see.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. And I got a 750 watt power supply because I do want to overclock to get some more FPS. But the downside is I'm $20 out. Like, I'm $20 below budget, and you could change different CPU, get a better motherboard, or maybe drop the... Actually, I don't know what you could do. Yeah, get more memory, storage, and drop, like, a different cooler, better motherboard, more RAM. All that stuff could work.
yeah, I definitely think in the case of yours, I would have definitely dropped that cooler a bit.
I forgot about that. I forgot I even had it there. I noticed that after I started showing. Oh, I still have a liquid cooler here.
Yeah, I would have dropped that down and probably gotten more SSD storage.
Yeah,
At the very least.
or a better motherboard for like higher overclocking.
Also true, yeah.
But that's whatever, because it could go both ways. Yeah,
Yeah, I think both of us made pretty respectable builds.
Yeah.
It's definitely both are going to be able to handle gaming. Yours will do better
yeah.
just because of the CPU.
Intel, yay! We're paying $400.
Yeah, because that really is the main issue of Intel's case. Because like your CPU is 277, I believe. I can kind of see it on the stream.
Yeah, 277.
Mine's 274.
Yeah,
Your
but
motherboard is.
yours comes with a what's it called? A cooler that is pretty
Yeah.
decent.
It is, and your motherboard's 170. So it is just these are identical prices almost, and it really just comes down to the cooler price. It's going to add that extra bit of money.
Yeah,
But like you mentioned, you can lower that price a bit. You
yeah.
probably didn't need the AIO there.
Mm-hmm.
But additionally, though, your CPU just completely crushes my CPU in terms of gaming, or it should.
Yeah.
Anyways, while in some games the Ryzen 7 will probably have advantages, but in general, the Intel CPU on any game that doesn't take advantage of all 8 cores will win out, basically.
Yeah, that is true.
And with their GPUs being almost identical, in fact, they might be identical. No, not quite.
The only downside would probably be like a couple FPS or so and overclocking headroom.
Yeah, I mean, but both builds will end up being respectable. Definitely, though, Intel will just win out in gaming, which is to be expected from them.
Hopefully, if they lose, that's kind of sad. If you
Yeah,
think
I mean,
about it, it's quite sad if they do lose.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing to say though is, like I said, like with that extra headroom, I was able to, or without needing the cooler, I was able to get better storage, which is also an advantage towards AMD.
Yeah,
And of course, if you were making a more general build, AMD
is still
crushes
better.
this.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, there's no way that i5 matches AMD in anything if you're talking about editing, multi-tasking,
Yep, I do agree.
quite a few things.
Yeah,